Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel. So today's video, we're going to talk about social credit scoring system on steroids. Now, this is something of a theory, a hypothetical, where the social credit scoring system is going to be something a lot worse than what we think it is, what we think it's going to be. Rather, right now, what's in China is like the test run, the soft model, if you will. But what's coming down the pipe is going to be something that a lot of us are just not going to buy into, and we'll be living in our own society. This social credit scoring system on steroids, guys, they will have every control. They will have control in every aspect of your life, social and private. Down to the point, guys, that they'll tell you how to eat, what to read, what to watch, what not to watch, who to love, who not to love, how many kids you can have, how many kids you can't have, whether or not you should get an abortion if you get pregnant because you're part of a certain society. It controls every aspect of your life. To boot, they're going to have an AI algorithm to write out your entire life. So the moment you're born to the moment you die, this algorithm has your life played out for you, whether you like it or not. And with that, guys, they keep you within that certain category, that certain society, because that's what the algorithm is saying. That's what the AI is telling them. And therefore, people are going to start listening to AI. That's another subject for another day. Guys, they will calculate what your parents have done in the past and the future. They will calculate your social standings. That will tell them where you need to be in society, because they'll listen to that AI algorithm. Now, they already have an AI algorithm in China with their social credit scoring system. Just imagine, guys, you meet a girl and you're like, man, she's hot. And then you go to talk to her and your phone tells both of you that you two are not a match. Though when you looked at her, you were like, man, that's the kind of chick I want to be with. Look at that ass on her. But meanwhile, the AI algorithm is telling both of you are not a match. The AI algorithm is going to play matchmaker, right? Like Tinder, but almost like a forced kind of connection deal. And it'll tell you, if you proceed past this, you guys are not allowed to have kids. Again, why am I talking about this? Because I see this future, guys, unfolding that's going to be incredibly bad. Now, whether it happens in the next 5 years or the next 50 years, that's a different story altogether. But nonetheless, guys, if they're looking to control our lives and they're looking to fucking tell us how to act and what to do, and they're doing it now in China on, again, a softer scale, when the hard shit comes out, you better believe it will be up in your life like you wouldn't believe. Because, again, what you do in your home is going to dictate to them what kind of person you're going to be. At least that's what the algorithm is going to tell who's ever reading that. This thing, guys, will calculate your family's medical history, your genetic coding, your parents' genetic coding, your parents before that. This is why they're doing all this DNA collection shit, guys. It's all part of the plan. That's a different story for a different day, guys. And this thing is going to calculate your health. And if you're prone for heart disease or cancer. And if you are, whether or not you're going to have the ability to get treatment. That's another conversation for another day. They will have occupational scoring system, guys, to tell you what you can and can't do. So if you are, for example, a janitor, you'll be a janitor for the rest of your life. There's no movement. Maybe you can be managerial, a manager in some kind of janitorial industry, but that's it. You don't get to break out of that. It keeps you locked in certain fucking societies. This thing, guys, is just something that, again, I saw in a TV show called Westworld, but then when you look at how in-depth it is in that show, you realize the Chinese are doing that now. But they're doing it, like I said before, on a softer scale. Now, like I said before, guys, there'll be a complex social score that will allow you to procreate or not. So whether let's say your complex social scoring system is low, you can't procreate. Because if you have, let's say, zero drive to get whatever job you're supposed to get, and you are living below the poverty line, and you're fucking just straight poor and you got a shit job, but you're also hooked on drugs, they are not going to allow you to procreate. Isn't that some shit? Now, again, I'm saying it like it's actually out there, but what did China do when there were too many, girls? right? When they had too many females, they started telling people they couldn't have kids, and then they started telling people they could only have boys and a certain amount of boys. Now look at the problem they're having now, right? So anyway, guys, China, again, did it before the technology was out. What makes you think society won't do it today, or rather in the future? So, guys, if you have a bleak social credit scoring system outcome, you're going to be locked into this life where you can't break. You can't go up or down. Because if they get rid of cash, guys, if they get rid of actual paper cash, and now you're faced with digital currency like we've been reading about and hearing about, and even Jerome, what's his name, the chair guy right here, his name here, even he talked about the digital currency system, guys. If this all connects and there's no more fucking paper cash or shit, gold or silver, because we won't have it, they will. They'll have most of it anyway. If this goes into effect, guys, they can absolutely run our lives. Now, how do we vouch out of that system? How do we get out of that? Well, we just don't pay any mind to it. We live in our own society. We set up shop somewhere outside of the cities, because the cities will be heavily reliant on a system like that. Small towns and small cities will be heavily reliant on a system like that. But if we move out and become our own Amish, if you will, we won't have to be a part of that society. We can live on our own, provided they leave us alone. So again, guys, your life can be run by an AI algorithm doing a social credit scoring system on steroids. Keep in mind, if you want to go for a job, you go to a company and that company looks at your social credit scoring system. They go, you can't work here. The algorithm is telling us that you're not smart enough and you're not capable, and we have to go with this. Instead of actually just talking to you like a person and having you run a couple drills or tests or whatever it is, they're going to read this algorithm, because this algorithm is going to keep you locked in a society that it wants you to put you in. With that being said, guys, who the fuck knows these days what's going to happen? But I think that's a high probability of something like this coming to fruition. We are watching way too many things about AI taking over, AI being self-aware, and then we have the digital banking system coming into play probably by next year. Again, guys, for all of this to actually happen, something cataclysmic has to happen. I don't think it's going to happen on its own and naturally. If everything stays the way it is now, I don't see that ever coming into play. But if something cataclysmic happens, then it will. Because I just don't see that many people turning over their lives to an AI algorithm and telling this computer, hey, judge my life for me and tell me exactly how I'm supposed to live. No one's going to do that. Right, guys? So anyway, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel, and I will see you in the next video.